YouTube, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another TDH upload. My name is Travis. If you guys have been following along on the channel, you know that we are in the final stretch on this center console here behind me. I did a few things off of camera so that way I don't bore you guys. You guys have seen me sand and shape and all of that good jazz. I went back after laying the primer, filled up the few spots that needed to be touched up, and we are now going to go ahead and throw this guy into some paint. I'm going to go ahead and throw 2 coats of paint on it, and then following that, the plan is to get everything installed on the console. I already went ahead and resined the backside of the board or the dash face, and I want to get the GPS mounted in there, the key switch, the steering helm, and possibly even the shifter, or at least dry fit in the actual console. And then the game plan is to get this mounted inside of the boat. So I guess without further ado, let's get to do some painting, and we'll start installing our parts on this guy. Well, folks, she's in her final coat of paint and she looks fantastic. All that fairing work finally pays off. Once that final coat goes on, it looks so much better, but the only downfall is it does show you the few areas that you missed. Like, I could have probably filled up this area a bit more. You guys can see these little indentions here. And then like right here on the face, I could have swiped those, but this is maybe, on a good day, an $8,000 boat with the Yamaha and the remote setup. It's probably, as it sits, maybe worth 45, maybe 5 grand. So if it was a $60,000 boat, I would have invested a lot more time in the fairing. I would have probably bought some all fair and gone through and swiped up every little nick, but it wouldn't match the boat. The boat has its nicks, it has its scratches, it has its dings, and this looks to fit the part. I don't really have any other words for it. I'm very happy with the overall finish. The last thing I'm going to do is cut out a beauty ring for this, so that way I can hide the seam and run a few screws in there, or a few stainless bolts with a riv nut on the backside. I haven't quite figured that out, but today's game plan before I tackle the backside is getting everything installed: the GPS, the steering helm, the key, and the safety switch, and then probably dry fitting the shifter, so that way I can go put it in the boat, see how everything fits, and see where I want to mount this thing. So I'm gonna quit talking and quit walking around this console, and we'll get to popping in some parts in it. So everything is dry fitted on the center console. It's all snugged up. It's not gonna move or shift around on me. As you guys saw there in the time lapse, I climbed up here. I made sure that the position of the console was nice and comfortable for where I was standing or when I was sitting. I pulled tape on it after I adjusted it a few times, and I've got it pretty well centered. If I show you guys here from the back, you guys can kind of get a general idea. It's kind of centered up on the engine there. I pulled tape, like I said, on all 4 corners, and this front starboard corner here is about an 1/8 inch out compared to everything else. So I'm not gonna stress an 1/8 inch. I think that's more than sufficient for what I'm doing here, because boats are never square, especially a Carolina skiff that are just, you know, popped off a mold thousands of times, and they're production boats. So anyways, I'm very happy with that. Now here comes the cringe part, where I have to drill 17 holes into my floor. I've got my bit here taped off, and I think I might make just a little bit of an adjustment. I taped this off for the length of the screw that I'm using, but I did not account for the center console, so I'll probably move it up just a tad bit more, and that way I don't drill too far into the hole. I've got my tube of 5200 fast cure. That's the reason why I moved it back into the shop, because I didn't want the sun kicking it off on me. Other than that, guys, I mean, this is it. This is the time where I'm a little nervous because I have a dry hole. I've got no moisture in my hole like Carolina skiffs usually do, and my transom is dry, and I've drilled holes, you know, for my transducer, and now I'm about to drill holes in the floor for the console, and then the last thing will be drilling more holes for the big Yamaha. So, oh man, this is the part where I kind of stress it a little bit, just because I don't really want any moisture entering my hole. I know it'll take years, but it's still something preventative. Anyways, guys, I could keep rambling. I don't want to bore you. Let me put you guys on time lapse. We're gonna go ahead and start drilling out all 17 of these holes, and after that we'll pop open the tube of 5200 and get this stuff sealed up. And once the console's mounted, I'll turn my attention to sealing up everything on the console except for the shifter, because the shifter is going to have to come back off when we attach the shift cables. Everything else can get mounted and stay in place for the time being. So, all right, here we go, guys. All right, guys, center console's mounted, the seat's mounted. I've only got one take at this, so let's do this smoothly. Come on, come on, come on. All right. Oh yeah, looking good. All right. Hell yeah. Pull you guys out of here real quick. All right, there's our 5200 line. All the way around, nice and pretty. I did the same thing on the inside as well. Put a nice bead, 5200 all around. You guys can see in the inside there, it's got 5200, so she's sealed down. No going back now. She's on there. Now that I got the console all mounted to the floor, I was going to move forward and put some 5200 on all the hardware that's holding all the parts on the console, but I might hold off just for right now because I did get a little ahead of myself. Nothing new. You can see I'm missing my 25 horsepower. She's over here leaning against the CNC table, and I'm sure you can see the Yamaha cowling there. Well, there it is. She's about to go up in the air. She's got the cherry picker hooked up to her, and I'm going to do a quick test fit or a dry fit. I'm going to swing it up to the back of the transom, use some clamps to get it clamped onto the transom, center it up the best that I can, and then make sure I can get that calf plate lined up to the bottom of the hole. And if I could get it squared away where I want it, nice and even, then I'm going to go ahead and drill some holes in it and go ahead and just run my through bolts. I've got 2 large through bolts right here. I'll send these guys through, and we'll go down to the parts store, get 2 more, and yeah, just make sure that it fits the boat fine, and honestly, guys, I'm just eager. I want to see it mounted to the boat, so let's do it. Why not? Guys, I am freaking ecstatic. I cannot get over how awesome this 50 horsepower looks hanging on the back of this Skiff. I'll be 100% honest with you, I did not plan on installing this thing today, but with how smooth the installation went on getting the center console all put together and then getting it installed in the boat, I was like, dude, why not? Why not try to tackle this engine installation? And I'm glad that I did. It looks freaking awesome hanging on the back of this thing. The only issue that I really fought was getting it centered up. So when I had it hanging in the cherry picker, I'm sure you guys noticed in the time lapse, I was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And for whatever reason, measuring up here at the top portion, at the bracket, over to this little flare here in the transom on both sides, this one is actually 4 1/4, and this one is actually 5 1/4. And it drove me nuts because if you guys look closely, it's pretty well centered on the actual hole. From the top side of the bracket right here, from the top side of this bracket out to the edge of the hole itself, using a straight edge off the hole, measuring from the same point from the second hole over, it's 21 1/4 inches from either side of the bracket, and then on the lower side it's 22 inches. So it is pretty centered on the actual hole itself, but the transom stuff does annoy the crap out of me. So I would try to adjust it a little bit, and I probably could have split the difference just a tad, but I think it's good the way that it is. I was fighting it going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I finally just settled on the 21 1/4 both ways. I was like, all right, let's do it. So she's on there. I still got to grab 2 more 1/2-inch bolts, stainless steel bolts, to run in there. I'll get those guys mounted up on either side. And honestly, it's just running power from the engine, which you guys can see that I've power hooked up to it now because I was testing the trim. Gotta be careful because it'll want to fall over. Yep. So there's it trimmed up. Looks really good all trimmed up. But all we have to do is get power ran up to the center console, get shift cables, and then get the steering cable all routed, and we should be close to getting this thing at least in the water and doing a water test with how this thing's set up. The only other stuff that I really have to do that is like super important is finish the gas tank that's over here. I ordered a float, so I'm waiting on the float, and then I need to fab up a just a small sump and a pickup tube, and then other than that I can get that thing mounted down to its little stand and then get that put back in the boat. And that's really it, guys. I mean, I've just got to route everything. I'm probably going to do PVC down in here, just a 2.5-inch PVC tube, or maybe up here, I don't know, probably up here, and I'll tab it in with some 10-ounce that will run all of my rigging and stuff right through there into the PVC straight to the transom. And then I might do like a little 45 or something where I can run everything up and out, steering cables, shift cables, and the wiring harness. But all right, guys, I'm talking for 3.5 minutes. I think you guys got the point. I appreciate y'all watching. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, and hopefully in the next week or so we can do a water test with this thing. So all right, let me wrap it up, guys. Sorry. Alrighty, guys, well, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video here. I am very happy with the way this thing is turning out. I'm slowly kind of bringing my vision into reality with the big platform deck back here, and then getting the front deck on there with the center console. Next thing you know, I'll have the polling platform on here. We'll be moving that seat, that little bench seat. We'll completely deleting that, and we'll be using it as a backrest off the back of the polling platform. So there's a lot more to come with the Skiff, but the first things that we got to handle is getting the shifter cables and the steerage linkage and running all the power to it, getting it in the water for its first splashdown, making sure that everything works as it should, make sure this thing is performing properly. We don't have to do any more adjustments or anything with this. I do have an impeller that I need to install, and I do want to change the oil in it and the filter one more time. Other than that, guys, we're just slowly chugging away. I've got a few more odds and ends that I want to tackle, but I'll keep you guys updated as we move along. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next upload later.
Always in the dark.